Okay, so you know how we like to do things around here, right?
Yeah,
We take something that we're all curious about and we just go deep,
totally.
right? And today, that something is kickboxing.
Yeah, such a cool topic.
Yeah. So it's this like really dynamic, full contact combat sport, and it's all about punches and kicks
Yeah, you see it everywhere these days.
everywhere.
From, just like regular folks
All right.
working out, trying to get in shape to,
Elite athletes.
yeah, world stage.
Yeah, and the history of it is it's actually older than you might think.
Yeah, it really kicks off, in the mid to late 20th century.
Yeah, so we're gonna cover all of that today in this deep dive.
That's right.
So it's become such a global phenomenon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
People all over the planet
All over.
train in it for self-defense,
Yep.
for fitness.
Incredible fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course for, just the thrill of competition
Oh, yeah.
to be, the best.
To be the best.
Yeah. And it really is a testament to just like how effective and exciting kickboxing is.
For sure.
So in this deep dive, we're gonna trace the path of kickboxing from those, really early sparks,
Mm-hmm.
and then explore just like all the sheer variety of styles and rule books
Yeah.
that have evolved.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to give you a nice, clear picture
Yeah.
of what kickboxing looks like today.
Absolutely.
And you know what? The idea of using your hands and feet to fight, that's not
It's not new.
some new modern invention.
It goes way back.
It has like ancient roots.
Ancient roots.
Yeah. And the word kickboxing itself,
That's got an interesting origin story, too.
very interesting.
Yeah.
In a very specific country.
Yeah.
And just the number of different ways that these contests are fought.
Oh, yeah.
Just prepare to be surprised.
Be surprised.
Okay. So let's unpack this thing starting right at the beginning.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
So it's true. While the formal sport of kickboxing is a pretty recent development, the instinct to use your arms and legs to fight is ancient.
Yeah.
And we have evidence of this going back millennia, like thousands of years.
Really?
Yeah. For example, there's a Sumerian carving from around 3000 BC that shows something very similar to boxing.
Wow. That's really putting things in perspective.
Yeah, it really does. And if we travel east, ancient India offers even more detail.
Okay.
So the Vedic texts like the Ramayana
Right.
and the Rig Veda, which were compiled around like 1500 to 1000 BC, contain mentions of Musti Yuddha,
Musi
which means fist fighting.
Okay. So even
Yeah.
in those like foundational texts, hand-to-hand combat was present.
Yeah, totally. And then the Mahabharata, which is another epic Indian text, goes into even greater detail,
Okay.
talking about fighters using fists,
Ugh.
kicks, finger strikes, knees, even headbutts.
Wow.
What's really interesting is that Musti Yuddha is considered a significant ancestor to a lot of Southeast Asian martial arts,
Oh, wow.
including Muay Thai
Okay.
and Muay Lao. You can really see the connection in terms of the techniques and the focus on using your whole body as a weapon.
Right. So it all just kind of flows together.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating link.
Yeah.
So this basic idea of fighting with your hands and feet
Mm-hmm.
has these like really deep historical roots.
For sure.
What about the West? Like ancient Greece.
Oh, that's another interesting one.
Yeah.
So in ancient Greece, they had pankration,
Okay.
which was like a super intense form of mixed martial arts.
Right.
And one specific style
Yeah.
of pankration was called anpankration.
And pancration.
And it allowed strikes with any part of the body.
Really?
Yeah. So in that context, kickboxing was definitely in the mix.
Wow.
And there's actually an ongoing debate among historians about whether kicks were allowed in ancient Greek boxing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So it seems like punches and kicks have been part of humanity's fighting repertoire
For a long time.
for a very long time. So how did these like raw elements evolve into the more organized, forms that we see today? So let's fast forward a little bit to more modern times.
So the journey to modern kickboxing involves some pretty important developments
Okay.
in different parts of the world.
Okay.
So in France, there was an early push to incorporate hand protection
Okay.
into striking arts.
Interesting.
So back in 1743, an Englishman named Jack Broughton
Okay.
invented what we would recognize as modern boxing gloves.
Wow.
And later, a Frenchman named Charles Lecoeur
Okay.
took those gloves
Mm.
and applied them to something called the boxe française.
Which was a precursor to savate.
Yeah.
Right? Like that elegant French martial art
Exactly.
known for its like footwork and kicking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lacour basically created a fighting system that combined kicking and punching techniques while using gloves.
Oh, wow.
And this was a huge step towards the development of modern stand-up combat sports.
Okay.
Interestingly, when France colonized parts of Southeast Asia, they introduced European boxing gloves to the local martial arts.
Oh, wow.
And this eventually made its way to Siam,
Which is now Thailand.
which is now Thailand.
Okay, so the idea of using gloves alongside kicking and punching
Right.
has this like really interwoven history
Yeah, it's interesting.
in both Europe and Asia.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's zero in on the origins of the term kickboxing
yeah.
and the sport that we call kickboxing.
Okay.
I understand that Japan played a key role.
They did. They absolutely did.
Okay.
So in Japan, during the 1950s, a karate practitioner named Tatsuo Yamada had a vision
Okay.
for a new combat sport that would fuse elements of karate and Muay Thai.
Oh, okay.
He was really seeking a full contact rule system for karate competitions
Okay.
because traditional karate often emphasizes non-contact or like light contact sparring.
Right.
By November of 1959, he had even outlined the core principles for this new martial art
Wow.
and tentatively called it karate boxing.
So right from the get-go, it was about like creating this hybrid.
Yeah, absolutely a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And around this same period, there was a growing fascination with Muay Thai in Japan.
Okay.
Yamada actually invited a champion Muay Thai fighter who had sparred with his son to come share his knowledge of Muay Thai.
Oh, wow.
And simultaneously, a boxing promoter named Osamu Noguchi
Okay.
also became really interested in Muay Thai.
Okay.
And he took this Thai fighter under his wing to promote him.
So it sounds like all these like key players were starting to connect.
They were, yeah.
So what happened next?
So in February of 1963, there were some landmark karate versus Muay Thai matches
What?
that took place at Lumpini Boxing Stadium in Thailand.
Okay.
So 3 karate fighters from the Oyama Dojo,
Okay.
which later became the Kyokushin style,
Okay.
went up against 3 Muay Thai fighters.
So.
And surprisingly, the Japanese team won the series 2-1,
Oh, wow.
with Nakamura and Fujihira both scoring knockout victories with punches.
Oh, wow.
But Kurosaki suffered a loss due to an elbow strike,
Oh.
highlighting a key difference in the rules and techniques of
Yeah.
the two sports.
Right.
And later that same year, another karateka named Tadashi Sawamura
Okay.
fought a top Thai fighter and experienced a pretty tough defeat.
Oh, no.
He was knocked down many times, reportedly.
Really?
But he took those lessons and incorporated them and used them to refine his fighting style.
Wow. So these like early cross-style encounters were really important in just understanding what techniques worked.
Absolutely.
And where the gaps were.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So Osamu Noguchi really immersed himself in studying Muay Thai.
Okay.
And by the mid-1960s, he had developed a combined martial art that he officially named kickboxing.
Oh, wow.
And it's important to understand that he adopted more of the rule structure of Muay Thai than the specific techniques.
Okay.
The primary striking techniques in this early Japanese kickboxing largely came from Japanese full-contact karate,
Okay.
particularly Kyokushin,
Okay.
which did allow leg kicks. Initially, to further differentiate it from Muay Thai, they even allowed throws and headbutts,
Oh, wow.
although those were later removed from
Okay.
the rule set.
So this is like the true birth of the term kickboxing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
In 1966, Osamu Noguchi established the very first kickboxing sanctioning organization called the Kickboxing Association.
Oh.
And the very first kickboxing event was held in Osaka on April 11th, 1966.
Wow. That's a huge milestone.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So how did kickboxing grow in Japan after that?
Well, it really exploded in popularity.
Really?
And it was mostly because it was regularly broadcast on television.
Oh, okay.
So by the early 1970s, you could watch kickboxing on 3 different TV channels 3 times a week.
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, and these broadcasts consistently featured Japanese kickboxers competing against Thai boxers.
Oh, wow.
And Tadashi Sawamura became a national icon
Wow.
during this period, drawing a huge viewership.
Yeah.
And in 1971, the All Japan Kickboxing Association, or the AJKA,
The AJK.
was formed, and they registered hundreds of pro fighters.
Really?
Yeah, they established championships across various weight divisions.
Wow.
Interestingly, an American university student who was studying in Tokyo,
Okay.
Raymond Edler, took up kickboxing and won the AJKA middleweight title in 1972.
Wow.
He even achieved the distinction of being the first non-Thai fighter to be ranked in Thai boxing in Thailand.
Oh, wow.
Another prominent champion was Toshio Fujiwara.
Okay.
And in a historic moment in 1978, he became the first non-Thai to win an official Thai boxing title at the prestigious Rajadamnern Stadium in Thailand.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Japan in the 70s was like a real powerhouse
It was.
with these like strong connections to the traditions of Muay Thai.
Absolutely.
But you mentioned a decline earlier.
Yeah.
Like what happened there?
So around 1980, the immense popularity of kickboxing in Japan suddenly waned.
Really?
Yeah, and it was largely due to declining television ratings and less frequent broadcast coverage.
Okay.
So it kind of entered this quiet period until Kazuyoshi Ishii,
Okay.
who founded Seirokaikan Karate,
Okay.
launched the K1 promotion in 1993.
Okay.
And K1 introduced a specific rule set
Okay.
that prohibited elbow strikes and excessive clinching.
Oh, okay.
And this really reignited interest in stand-up fighting in Japan and globally.
Okay.
And it's also worth noting that in the years leading up to K1, there was this growing amateur sport in Japan called glove karate.
Okay.
And this was based on the knockdown rules of karate.
Okay.
But it incorporated boxing gloves and allowed punches to the head.
Oh, okay.
So in many ways, it was like a testing ground.
Yeah, like a precursor.
Yeah, a precursor to the K1 rule set.
It's so interesting how all these different, rule sets and cultural influences just intertwined and evolved.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story.
Yeah, okay, so let's turn our attention to North America.
Okay.
How did kickboxing take root and develop there?
So in North America, the early development of kickboxing was a little bit more scattered. As early as 1962, there were some cross-style, full-contact martial arts tournaments
Okay.
being organized by figures like Count Dante,
Okay.
Ray Scarica, and Mongi.
Okay.
Then, between 1970 and 1973, various kickboxing promotions started to emerge
Okay.
across the United States.
Okay.
A truly pivotal moment occurred on January 17th, 1970,
Okay.
when Joe Louis,
Okay.
who was a very accomplished karate stylist,
Mm-hmm.
who had also trained with Bruce Lee,
Wow.
organized a fight at the first Pro Team Karate Championships.
Okay.
And Lewis was really frustrated with the point-based sparring format that dominated karate tournaments at the time.
Okay.
And he wanted to see full contact fighting with the possibility of knockouts.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah. So this event, even though it was promoted as full contact,
Okay.
was actually referred to as kickboxing by the commentators.
Oh, wow, so this is really early.
This is very early, yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe Louis fought Greg Baines, who was a practitioner of Kempo karate, and Lewis won by knockout.
Wow.
The rules for this particular fight were quite open, even allowing techniques like knee strikes, elbow strikes, and sweeps.
Oh, wow.
Lewis went on to an impressive undefeated run
Wow.
as the U.S. heavyweight champion, successfully defending his title 10 times.
Wow.
However, in these early days, the rules varied significantly from event to event.
Oh, wow.
And some tournaments even lacked formal weight divisions.
So it was a bit of a free-for-all.
Yeah, in those early days, the terms American kickboxing and full contact karate were used pretty interchangeably to describe this new form of stand-up fighting.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So when did things start to become more standardized in North America?
So the move towards a more structured sport really began with the formation of the Professional Karate Association, or the PKA, in 1974.
The PKA?
Yeah, and the World Kickboxing Association, or the WKA, in 1976. And these were the first global organizations in martial arts to formally sanction fights, establish fighter rankings, and develop standardized rules and development programs.
Wow.
Later on, other significant organizations emerged, like the International Kickboxing Federation, or the IKF,
IKF, okay.
and the International Sport Kickboxing Association, or the ISKA.
Okay.
And these continue to be prominent in the modern era.
Right.
The IKF, for example, launched an amateur North American tournament called the IKF World Classic in 1999, which has helped to develop a lot of fighters.
Wow.
The ISKA has also had a huge impact, including its involvement with the World Combat League, which featured Chuck Norris.
Oh, wow.
And even with early mixed martial arts promotions like Strikeforce.
So it's interesting how these North American organizations played this crucial role in solidifying kickboxing as its own sport with its own, infrastructure and set of rules.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's cross the Atlantic one more time.
Okay.
Back to Europe. What was the development like there?
So in Europe, the development of kickboxing followed kind of different paths
Okay.
in different regions.
Okay.
So in West Germany,
Right.
Georg F. Bruckner
Okay.
was a key figure in promoting American-style kickboxing from the 1970s onward.
Okay.
He was also one of the co-founders of the World Association of Kickboxing Organizations, or WACO,
Wacko.
in 1976.
Okay.
As a result, in German-speaking Europe, the term kickboxing became almost exclusively associated with American kickboxing,
Right.
which, as we discussed, typically involves punches and kicks above the waist.
Right.
The low kicks and knee strikes that were common in Japanese kickboxing were more associated with Muay Thai
Okay.
and didn't really gain traction in that region until the rise of K1 in 1993.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So a strong, like, initial leaning toward the American style
Yeah.
in Germany and surrounding areas.
Yeah.
What about other parts of Europe, like the Netherlands? They've become a real powerhouse
Yeah, they have.
in the world of kickboxing.
Huge.
So what happened there?
Well, the Netherlands took a very different route.
Okay.
Jan Plass
Okay.
and Tom Herink
Okay.
were really instrumental in introducing Japanese kickboxing to the Netherlands.
Okay.
And they founded the Dutch Kickboxing Association, or the NKBB, in 1976.
Uh-huh.
Herink later also established Dutch and European Muay Thai associations.
Okay.
And what's really interesting is that the prominent Dutch kickboxing gyms, like Majuro Gym,
Okay.
Chakariki Gym, and Golden Glory,
Okay.
were either directly founded upon or heavily influenced by Japanese kickboxing and Kyokushin karate.
Okay.
And this emphasis on powerful low kicks and knee strikes inherited from the Japanese style. And Kyokushin became a defining characteristic of Dutch kickboxing.
Oh.
And this approach proved incredibly successful
Yeah.
and contributed to the remarkable dominance of Dutch fighters in K1 competitions.
Yeah.
So out of the 19 K1 World Grand Prix titles
Okay.
held between 1993 and 2012, an astounding 15 were won by Dutch fighters.
Wow, that's an insane stat.
Yeah, it really highlights how influential that early influence was.
Yeah, it really underscores the impact of those early influences.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've seen these, like, distinct developmental paths in Japan, North America,
Yeah,
and Europe,
yeah.
all contributing to this, like, multifaceted sport we recognize today.
Yeah,
This naturally leads us to different styles and rule sets.
right.
It sounds like kickboxing can encompass a lot of different approaches.
It can be used both specifically and generally.
Okay.
So when it's used specifically, it often refers to the fighting styles that explicitly identify as kickboxing,
Okay.
which include Japanese kickboxing and its variations like shootboxing and the K1 rule set,
Okay.
Dutch kickboxing, and American kickboxing, which is often called full contact.
Full contact. Okay.
But in a more general sense, it can be used as like an umbrella term to include all modern stand-up combat sports that allow both punching and kicking. Oh, okay.
So this wider definition would encompass those styles,
Okay.
but also Sanda or Chinese kickboxing,
Okay.
Muay Thai,
I get it.
Lifway or Burmese boxing,
Okay.
Savate or French boxing,
Right.
and even some styles of full contact karate.
So it's a bit of a catch-all term,
Yeah, depending on the context.
depending on the context. Okay, so let's delve into some of these styles
Okay.
and highlight, their unique characteristics.
Sure.
So starting with Japanese kickboxing,
Okay.
which is often called Oriental rules or K1 rules.
Right.
So talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So, as we discussed, Japanese kickboxing originated in the 1960s through the blending of karate and Muay Thai, largely spearheaded by Noguchi and Yamada.
Right.
And some key features of this style include the prohibition of elbow strikes and throws,
Okay.
and a reduced emphasis on prolonged clinch fighting compared to traditional Muay Thai.
Okay.
Matches were typically 5 3-minute rounds, although 3-round formats have also become pretty common.
Fighters generally wear shorts, 10-ounce gloves, and shin protection.
Okay.
Permitted strikes include punches, all kicks except to the groin,
Okay.
knee strikes to the body, and leg sweeps.
Okay.
Forbidden actions, in addition to elbow strikes and throws,
Sure.
are headbutts and excessive clinching.
Gotcha.
And there have been a lot of legendary fighters that have competed under these rules,
Nice,
like
okay.
Semi Schultz,
Okay.
Badir Hari, and Ernesto Hust.
Okay, cool. So that gives us a good understanding of Japanese kickboxing.
Yeah.
What about Korean kickboxing, also known as Kungek-do?
Yeah, so Korean kickboxing is a South Korean hybrid style developed by Young Mo-do,
Okay.
and it draws inspiration from Taekwondo Western boxing and Muay Thai.
Wow. So it's like a real mix.
It is, yeah. So
Okay.
as a result, you'll often see those very dynamic kicking techniques from Taekwondo
Yeah.
and the powerful strikes and clinch work of Muay Thai
Okay.
and the footwork and hand speed of boxing.
So very adaptable.
Yeah, and interestingly, the rules in Korean kickboxing tend to be quite comprehensive, often allowing punches, kicks, elbow strikes, knee strikes, throws, clinching, and even spinning techniques.
So it sounds like a very diverse rule set.
Yeah, very diverse.
Okay, so let's talk about American kickboxing,
Okay.
which is also referred to as full contact.
Right.
And this gained popularity in the U.S. during the 1960s and 70s.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so American kickboxing or full contact is essentially a fusion of Western boxing and traditional karate.
Okay.
Fighters typically wear long kickboxing trousers,
Okay.
10-ounce boxing gloves, shin pads,
Okay.
and sometimes protective kick boots.
Okay.
And amateur fighters are often required to wear headgear.
Gotcha.
Some notable figures in this style include Joe Louis Benny, the Jet, Urquidez,
Okay.
and Don the Dragon Wilson.
Okay.
A defining characteristic of full contact rules is that only punches and kicks above the waist are permitted.
Okay.
Elbow strikes, knee strikes, clinch fighting, and grappling are generally forbidden. Although sweeps performed using the sole of the foot against the opponent's boot are sometimes legal. Bouts usually consist of 3 to 10 rounds,
Okay.
with each round lasting 2 minutes.
Okay. And there's also a semi-contact
Yeah.
or points fighting version of American kickboxing, right?
There is, yeah.
So can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so semi-contact is actually very much aligned with the point sparring format you see in karate competitions.
Okay.
The emphasis is on the precise delivery, speed, and technique of strikes
Okay.
to score points.
Okay.
Fights take place on a tatami, which is that padded mat surface.
Right.
And fighters wear more extensive protective gear,
Okay.
including headgear, hand pads, and foot pads.
Okay.
Points are awarded for cleanly landed punches and kicks above the waist, as well as foot sweeps that take the opponent off balance.
Okay.
Head kicks and jumping kicks to the body typically earn more points,
Okay.
and jumping head kicks often receive the highest score. Hook kicks and axe kicks must be executed with the sole of the foot to score,
Wow.
while shins can be used in some spinning or jumping techniques.
Okay.
Direct shin on shin striking is generally limited.
Gotcha.
Elbow strikes, knee strikes, spinning back fists, throws, and most sweeps are not allowed.
Okay.
With the exception of specific foot sweeps for takedown points,
Okay.
bouts are usually 3 rounds,
Okay.
with each round lasting 2 to 3 minutes.
So we're seeing a real spectrum here of rules
Yeah, definitely.
from very restrictive in terms of like target areas to quite open
Yeah,
in terms of allowed techniques.
absolutely.
Okay, so let's move on to Dutch kickboxing,
Okay.
which you mentioned had a really big influence
Yeah.
on the sport.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So Dutch kickboxing developed in the Netherlands in the 1970s.
Okay.
And it was through this unique combination of Japanese kickboxing principles,
Okay.
Muay Thai techniques,
Okay.
the hand skills of Western boxing, and the powerful low kicks of Kyokushin karate.
Wow.
And this was thanks to pioneers like Jan Plass and Tom Herring.
Okay.
A key distinction from full Muay Thai rules
Yeah.
is the general prohibition of elbow strikes
Okay.
and a limitation on knee strikes,
Okay.
typically only allowing them to the body.
Gotcha.
However, in some instances, elbow strikes could be permitted by mutual agreement between the fighters.
Interesting.
Yeah, and similar to Muay Thai fights often feature traditional Thai musical accompaniment,
Really?
which is interesting. Yeah, and Dutch rules were very influential
Okay.
in the formation of the K1 rule set that gained such global prominence.
Right.
Some prominent Dutch kickboxers
Oh.
include Alistair Overeem,
Okay.
Bas Rutten, and Remy Bonjasky.
Wow.
Typically, bouts are up to three-minute rounds.
Okay.
Punches and kicks to all legal targets are allowed.
Okay.
Clinch fighting is permitted, but is usually limited to 5 seconds
Okay.
and must be used to inflict damage. Throw sweeps and trips are generally forbidden.
So it sounds like the Dutch style really took elements from a bunch of different sources
Yeah.
and adapted them into this like really effective approach.
Yeah, they kind of refined it and made it their own.
Yeah. Very distinct.
Yeah.
Okay. What about freestyle kickboxing,
Okay.
which is sometimes called international rules or low kick rules?
Right. Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit.
So freestyle kickboxing essentially bridges the gap between the full contact rule set
Okay.
and styles like Muay Thai by specifically allowing low kicks to the legs,
Okay.
which are illegal in full contact.
Right.
Fighters often wear either kickboxing trousers or shorts along with standard protective gear,
Okay.
like gloves and shin pads.
Mm-hmm.
Some notable fighters who have competed extensively under these rules include Rick Rufus
Okay.
and Abraham Rakani.
Okay.
Permitted strikes include punches,
Okay.
all kicks except those to the groin,
Okay.
and knee strikes.
Okay.
Elbow strikes, throws, and sweeps are not allowed. And clinch fighting is typically limited to a brief 5-second period.
Gotcha.
Amateur bouts under these rules usually last for 3 to 5 rounds,
Right.
while professional bouts can go up to 10 rounds,
Okay.
with each round typically lasting 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of the core kickboxing styles.
We have.
What about some of the specific organizational rule sets?
Yeah.
Like the ones used by the WKA and ISSK?
Right. So WKA Kickboxing,
Okay.
promoted by the World Kickboxing Association,
Okay.
aims to blend rules from Muay Thai,
Yep.
Japanese kickboxing, and full contact kickboxing.
Okay.
World title fights under WKA rules can extend up to 12 rounds,
Oh.
while continental and national title fights typically have fewer rounds.
Okay.
Fighters have specific requirements for their uniform and protective gear.
Okay.
The WKA maintains a comprehensive list of illegal strikes and actions,
Okay.
which generally includes most knee and elbow strikes,
Oh,
headbutts,
Mm-hmm.
prolonged clinching and grabbing the opponent's legs. If a fighter is knocked down, there's a mandatory 8 count before the fight can resume.
Gotcha.
ISKA Kickboxing,
Great.
promoted by the International Sport Kickboxing Association,
Okay.
particularly in Europe, also utilizes a mixed rule set
Okay.
that incorporates elements of full contact,
Correct.
Japanese kickboxing, Muay Thai, and freestyle rules.
Okay.
The uniform requirements can vary depending on the specific type of match.
Okay.
While gloves and foot pads are generally required, elbow and forearm pads are not typically allowed.
Okay.
Grappling, with the exception of legal sweeps, is prohibited,
Okay.
as are standard fouls like.